All right, welcome back. We're back over at the parts section. We ran the bus, we took it up, brought it back, put 180 miles on the bus, and I went to start it up yesterday to just let it run and make sure the battery didn't die and all of that. And, well, the alternator crapped out. And then the battery died because alternator. The name for the bus, the group chat is pretty set on the fighty bitch because everything, like every little part needed messed with, and it's fitting. So over here at the parts section, need a Chevy alternator, not a big deal. There's a pretty wide window of stuff I could steal one from, and the yard provides. So that right there is a this Chevy half-ton, throttle bodied, so it's roughly the same year, might be a little older because quad headlights and the inboard, that probably makes it late 80s. But a conversion van, it's a sweet. I mean, we're building a camper. Building a camper, a conversion van is basically a camper. So back there is a pretty grody, that's the bench seat that folds down into a bed. I just got off the phone with my wife, and she's pretty confident that she can make new covers for these and padding. If I bring her the frame and there's the frame that these sit on, and then we'll take these off of that, and that's, I think there's 5 panels back here. There's 2 long ones, and then these are 3 separate ones. The middle one's got like a console thing, flips down, whatever. She's confident she can reskin those. So I'm going to take that whole thing out. It's hopefully going to become bench seat slash bed in the green short bus, the fighty bitch that she is. And we can get rid of the army cots, because it's not that they're uncomfortable. I don't mind sleeping on the army cots, but they do fit in there funny. They take up more footprint than they should. It's inconvenient. So that permanently mounted in the back, just like it is in here, will give us storage space under it through the big back door, a bench seat so we can haul 3 people plus the driver, and then fold it down, and I guess as long as everybody's friendly and relatively short, you can sleep all 4 people on that. What else do we need out of here? The temptation is pretty high to rob all of the terrible wood grain accents out of this thing. Let me turn you around. I get a, yeah. I mean, that's classic, right? That pocket's a little rallied out. That kind of sucks. But I mean, this is nice. It's a little frayed. Even the elastic part. I should call her. Anyway, that one's no good either. I would love to have the actual cup holder with obviously the cassette slots. But this apparatus will not fit in the bus due to the bus door opening apparatus. So that's not going to work. That kind of sucks. I don't know what else. The blinds aren't really big enough to do anything with. You get back so we can see this. And I don't know that ladder, I would like to fit that and stick it on one side on the back of the bus. Kind of how it is here, but obviously my door's in the middle, because eventually I'd like to do some kind of roof rack thing, but we'll save that for a different day. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to pull this out. We're going to take the alternator out, and we might rob any other kind of conversion camper-esque, like it's a little switch panel up there, and all of this, not all, but a bunch of little switches for my lights and stuff are jacked. So I'll grab that. Maybe we can reuse it on the short bus. You know, maybe some accent things, make it a little more homey. I don't know. We'll see how far my motivation goes. Like, this has a zipper. So if they all unzip like that, then that's basically just a bunch of bags. And that should be a relatively easy thing for her to knock out. But we'll see. We'll get it out. The absolute worst case is I can cut all of this apart and we can just get some memory foam and put down and then wrap it. Or like the absolute nuclear option, across the river there is an upholstery shop, does hot rod stuff. I don't know what they would charge to redo if I took these panels in, but they've definitely got the tools and skills and materials to do it. And the absolute worst case, no time, no money, whatever, we just sleep on the Army cots again. They worked. Just, you know, I like to make little improvements. This leaves space. We can slide some totes and stuff in just for some dry storage in the back. My phone's nearly dead, so I'm just going to take the stuff out and show the pile of parts later when I'm done. Yeah, it's going to be the easiest way to do that. So we'll be back when either all the stuff that I'd like to have or everything that I have the motivation to do is in the back of the struggle bus. So we'll see you there. Be right back. All right, that wasn't so bad. What did we get? We got this seat. It's going to need reupholstered, but this is just, well, I'm crooked, there we go. This is just a Chevy seat bottom. These 3 panels unzip, so my wife is pretty confident that she can just make those. This is a big single panel and it unzips. So between my very limited vehicle reupholstering skills and my wife's excellent sewing skills, we should be able to get this squared away. I got 2 alternators. They're different mounting styles, different plug styles. Hopefully one of them works. Switch panel, because switch panel. This, stand it up and you see. So this is in the conversion van. You know, there's that little card table thing, all the captain's chairs swivel to. Oh, this is the hardware from it. All the wood was junk. Gravity. But anyway, you drill a hole in the floor that big around, and this sits flush in the floor. That's stuck now. But same thing, this one on whatever your tabletop is, and then the pipe, and it all collapses, tears down. So we could build a little table for in the bus. The overarching thing on the bus is I needed to do 2 jobs. One job is very infrequently I need it to be a very crappy motor home. There's no water or anything like that in it, so I don't think legally I can say that it's a motor home, but you know what I mean. Maybe it's just a really nice tent, portable she shed, I don't know. And the second thing is the boys in the group chat and I, we go out and we do some hiking and stuff like that, and we wanted it to be a portable kind of base camp thing. So at some point we'll get some radios rigged in it, and we'll be able to kind of use it to move some of the bigger gear and have a rally point to go back to. But for right now, I need it to run and drive, which means getting one of these alternators hopefully stuck to it. Is that a big block? I don't think it's any good anyhow. I think it might have overheated. Squirrel. What was I saying? Right. Right now I need it to run and drive because the way that it sits now, it does make a pretty good shitty camper. Even with just using the cots in it, we get this bed rigged, that will make it better, and my wife won't have to sit on the unbolted Mac seat, so she won't fall over when we go around the on-ramp up there, 7 to 11. So kind of the priority list is obviously need to get it to run and drive. I want to get this mocked in even before we recover it so I know where it sits and what kind of room we got around it and all of that, because before we permanently mount anything to the floor, I want to redo the shitty flooring that's in it. It's not a super high priority. At a minimum, once we fix the charging system, I'll be able to drive this thing to somewhere, sleep on the army cot in it, probably not freeze to death, stay dry, and haul some snacks. And we're just going to make incremental improvements as we get there. So stuff like the hardware for this little table and those kind of things, they'll get squirreled away. Someday I'll have time to make that little improvement. Because that's kind of, if you have not noticed, it's kind of the whole theme is we do a project, get it kind of okay enough to use it, and then we go back and make it a little better, and then it sits forever, then we go back, make it a little better, then it sits forever, and that's just kind of the way that it goes. So the next incremental improvement in the bus is going to be that bench seat bed thing, and it might stay like that for a long time, and then one day we'll get a wild hair and do some more stuff. So I'm not going to make a how-to video on how to do the alternator in that, because it's, one, it's just an alternator, two, it's going to suck angles to work, let alone film, because short-nosed van. There's a storm rolling up, so maybe I won't even get it done today at all. And my phone's almost dead. It just doo-doo on the, you couldn't see it, but I could. So yeah, that's, we're constantly on the lookout for parts to help further projects. Whichever project it is, even if we're not working on it right now, we can always squirrel these parts away and come back later to do it. Yeah, that's it, I'm out. So that's it. We got some stuff. Hopefully we'll get to see this stuff get redone. You know, maybe we'll replace the wood with something less splintery. I don't know. But this will be a future project. That thing will be a future project. That switch panel will probably pop up in something somewhere, because everything looks cooler with a row of switches, right? I think that's it. It's not a very great video, but this is how we do the stuff that we do here. We squirrel away good stuff when we find it, and when we get time or the inclination, we apply it to something. That's it. Just a little bit at a time, all the time. Thanks for stopping by. You probably didn't learn nothing, except it's real easy to get dirty. See you guys later.